Popcorn Junkies. We're doing a reaction to the second trailer to The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling as the former Lee Majors character from the TV series, though it's a kind of loose reboot, not reboot or remake. It's inspired by it. It's based on a similar character. It's a stuntman. It's a who kind of becomes sort of behind the scenes to make ends meet outside of his work on films. Becomes a kind of, I don't know, a sort of what do you call him? A sort of bounty hunter. He kind of gets recruited into sort of helping solve crimes, but in a kind of action hero sort of way. He's going to solve stuff, but he's going to fly through windows. I mean, I have to say, the whole stuntman thing. I've always been impressed by stunts. Stunts are a crucial part of any film. There's a huge desire for there to be an Oscar of some form for the work of stuntmen and stuntwomen. And I have to say, you know, films really wouldn't be what they are or what they were without great stuntmen and stuntwomen. I don't know why. I mean, it's wrong, but I've never overly been interested in what they do. You know, so like when they talk about Tom Cruise, he does all his own stunts. I don't really care. I know that's wrong, but I just sort of think, okay, all right. And I guess the role or job of a stuntman today is perhaps less dangerous because so much can be done digitally and in post. So it's an interestingly sort of, in a weird way, it's become quite a sort of nostalgic thing. If I think of stuntmen, I think of Evel Knievel. If I think of stuntmen, I think of all those films in the 70s that had great big trucks, Smokey and the Bandits and all that kind of stuff. So it's quite, and I suppose because this is based on a 70s TV series starring Lee Majors, it kind of adds to that. I'm sort of thinking Dukes of Hazzard, and I always think of cars. It's lots of car stunts and falling into boxes or falling out of buildings on sort of detective series. Anyway, what's most notable about this, obviously it stars Ryan Gosling. Me and Annie Dye responded to the first trailer and we were severely underwhelmed. And a lot of you weren't happy with us because perhaps this is a film that's demanding us to enter it in the same spirit, though I would say not quite the same spirit as Barbie, i.e. don't take it too seriously. This is a bit of fluffy entertainment, whereas I think Barbie actually there was some stuff to take seriously, even though it was pink and fluffy. But maybe with this really is about just being a good old ride, or just going on a sort of action-packed adventure. We're all fond of Ryan Gosling. I never used to be. I found him a bit boring, but I've fallen in love with him again since Ken. He's become more than Ken-uff for me. Emily Blunt, I'm a huge fan of. I didn't think she was brilliantly used in Oppenheimer, but I'm a huge fan of her from A Quiet Place and stuff like that. Aaron Taylor-Johnson is in this. Obviously, he's being lots of chatter about whether he's going to be the new Bond, James Bond. They say he is, then they say he isn't. You know that I know that I'm not an enormous fan. I don't quite get what all the fuss is about him. Winston Duke is in there. He's great. He was from Black Panther, very good, strong comic kind of actor. He was also in Us. And also we've got Hannah Waddingham, which Ted Lasso and all that kind of stuff. Again, she seems incredibly enigmatic, great fun on the red carpet, but I don't know her too well. So I'm going to try and shift my approach to this. I'm going to try and go into this and react to this just as an action-packed romantic comedy, I'm guessing. That kind of thing, an action comedy.
That's me, Colt Sievers, and this is my hero's journey.
Can we just start from the top?
Okay, I'm not the hero of this story. I'm just a stunt guy. Trying to look cool in front of the director of this movie. That's her, who I just so happen to have a major crush on.
We need to keep it super profesh.
Cool. Do you want to make out?
Nope.
Because I don't either. It's not what I'm into right now.
Making out?
Yeah.
What are you into?
Talking.
Yeah.
There's just one little wrinkle.
The star of the movie,
Tom Ryder,
is missing. We need you to find him.
Why me?
You're a stuntman. No one's gonna notice whether you're here or not. No offense.
I mean, some taken. Tom?
Full disclosure, he has fallen in with some shady people.
Just checking in on you.
And they're not gonna like you sniffing around.
I'm just a stunt guy!
This is insane, man. Uh-huh. We got drugs, bad guys, and murder.
What's an ice crime?
Are you saying ice cream or ice cream?
Ice crime.
Okay, it's just with your accent, it's hard. I'm not reporting an ice cream.
Yes, no, I get that.
Okay.
This is an epic story. Of cosmic proportions.
The bad guys are closing in.
We're gonna hide you.
Nope, we're gonna beat this shit out of him. I never forget a fist. I don't mean it like that.
Nothing like a good twist.
Who doesn't love a twist?
Let's make some trouble.
Get out of my head.
Stay alive.
No matter what. We're gonna beat the shit out of him.
I have a better idea.
You wanna die? Okay. Maniac.
This stuntman's crazy.
We're gonna surround him.
And we beat the shit out of him. Shit. One last stunt. Going down in a blaze of glory.
We need a big finale.
How many takes do you have of that?
I've got 5 takes.
So big.
Okay, for the record, I'm not a massive David Leitch fan. I thought Bullet Train was massively overrated, not half as good as it thought it was. It's kind of weird when you've seen a trailer like something like Monkey Man, which is so tight and so fast and so slick and so stylish. I mean, look, this is clearly a comedy, and Ryan Gosling once again, I think, is going to be the guilty pleasure. I mean, he's the star in this. Unlike, well, it's kind of the co-star, wasn't he, in Barbie? But I mean, he for me made Barbie, and he was the guilty pleasure beyond all the Barbie chat around him. And in this, it looks like he really is digging into those comic bones that he's got. That ice cream moment, ice chrome. I'm not reporting an ice cream. I mean, that's funny. His constant, when he faints, when he sees a body in the bath full of ice. I think I'm up for that. I'm up for a couple of hours in the cinema, roaring with laughter at Ryan Gosling. Some of my concerns around that were Emily Blunt, strangely sort of almost photoshopped and still and quite stiff. And then there's always that thing. I think Hannah Waddingham, I think it's the trailer problem, really. I think Hannah Waddingham is, it sounds quite plummy. As soon as you pop an English accent right in the middle of all of this action, very American action, it stands out like a sore thumb for me. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan when you get that sort of plummy English accent. So that was a bit jarring too. The villains look like classic villains, but this is pulp. This is pulp action fun. And I think Ryan Gosling sells it to me. And I was laughing a lot in that, which I didn't really in the first trailer.